and taking medication as recommended by their doctors. Let's protect the elderly, ourselves, and everyone by adhering to the COVID-19 preventive measures this festive season. This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with the European Union, the Government of Canada, and Amref Health Africa.
Really good.
Oya cheki, kuna vile sasa muziki manze, kuna vile inajipa manze, yani unacheki. Haimaanishi tu tunajibamba, yani very reckless.
Kitu ya muhimu kwanza ni kujua hali yako ya status ya HIV.
Kwa hapa hivi tuwapeleke na Rieng, tujue venye manze tutasaidiana si kama vijana. Na kama unaogopa kwenda pale hivi kwa clinic, unaweza pitia pale hivi kwa chemist ya mtaa. Uitishe a self-test kit. Wanauza 500 bob only. Unajitestia tu mtaani, unajua hali yako.
Manze na ukiweza patikana nayo, yani uko positive manze, usiogope. Kuna madawa yani jo, kuna counseling manze. Unaweza kula fit yani, alafu unaweza piga bado ma exercises kiasi hivi. Na kama nyewe manze ukiweza patikana yani hauna manze, usiasie tu unaenda kutafuta tena.
Cheki. Ukiweza abstain.
Lakini maji yakizidi unga,
wrap it before you tap it.
La bila gloves haiwezi. Rieng kujua.
Unapoendelea kujikinga kutokana na HIV, tafadhali zingatia taratibu zote za serikali za kujikinga na virusi vya corona.
Afya bora, maisha bora. Jipime, jiinue.
Oh, by the way, Carl, Mother will be visiting us this weekend.
Believe me, I'm counting the minutes. Eureka!
Red Bull gives you wings.
This Christmas, Quickmart wamesema wacha trolley isuffocate, wacha trolley ichoke. Jaza kwa sababu there's a whooping 1 million bob to be won. All you have to do ni kupiga shopping worth 1,500 and above. Na uko ndani ya draw. Krisi ipambe na Quickmart. Quickmart, fresh and easy.
Do you know that managing your business can be made easier using Robipost Point of Sale or ERP software both online and offline? Robisearch Limited offers the best point of sale system that can manage your stock, sales, various reports, invoices, accounting, accommodation, payroll, production, serial number, and Lipa na M-Pesa real-time module. We also offer bulk SMS services, biometric time attendance system for company and schools that sends SMS alerts upon check-in and check-out with pocket money management module. Grab the offer now.
The new Maisha Aluzinc Mabati from Maisha Mabati Limited. For the first time in Kenya, a roofing product that combines aesthetics with proven resilience. Its unique combination of aluminium and zinc gives it a 5 times longer lifespan than normal Mabati, thanks to the excellent state-of-the-art mill. It has 20 years lifespan, it's easy to install, it's flexible and durable, it stands up to severe weather conditions, has good abrasion and rust resistance, it's affordable and is approved by the Kenya Bureau of Standards and is available countrywide. It can be used for all applications. Always insist on Maisha Aluzinc Mabati, a product of Maisha Mabati Rolling Mills, Ruiru.
Welcome to Westridge Schools in Thika Greens. We are CBC compliant. Admission is ongoing for playgroup, pre-primary 1 and 2, also grade 1 to 4 and class 5 to 7, all mixed. We also have a girls' boarding high school. The safety of your child is assured with spacious classrooms and dormitories. We have unmatched modern laboratories, gymnasium and a spacious playground. Secure your chance. Call us on 0794 896 995. Westridge Schools. Aim high, we fly together.
This festive season, stand a chance to win at Westgate Shopping Mall. Spend a total of 10,000 shillings or more for an instant prize and a chance to win the grand prize of 500,000 shillings worth of Westgate shopping vouchers and many more amazing prizes, including a home makeover from Hotpoint Appliances, a set of luxury watches from the Diamond Watch Company, and a family holiday to Manyata Camp. Register and join the Westgate Shopping Mall WhatsApp on 0719 557775 for more information. This promotion runs until the 31st of January 2021. Terms and conditions apply.
This is NTV.
It's exactly 2 minutes to the top of the hour. Thank you so much for joining us. You're watching NTV Weekend Edition. This is some of our top stories.
Tonight, the nightmare before Christmas. As COVID-19 infections rise, a viral spread of a new COVID-19 strain in the UK and South Africa is a cause for worry.
They have new strains of the virus which have undergone mutations.
Also tonight, miserable days ahead for stranded patients as health workers' strike drags on.
We are here today to reaffirm that we have no deal because the employer has decided not to come to the table.
Plus, Kenya and her neighbors under souring relations. The AU now weighs in.
The recent tension between Somalia and Kenya remain a serious concern for the African Union.
And also tonight,
some people say, well, you've been quiet, Pelosi.
Well, he's not anymore. US Ambassador Kyle McCarter speaks to Olive Barrows on corruption, the BBI and his future plans.
This is Weekend Edition with Zainab Ismail.
Well, indeed, thank you for joining us. Our sign language interpreter this evening is David Agondoa. The date is the 20th of December 2020. Now to our top story tonight. Kenyans should prepare for more miserable days ahead as the health workers' strike drags on. Unions representing nurses and clinical workers say talks between them and the government have broken down and they will therefore not resume work despite a court order temporarily stopping the industrial action. Doctors too, who had given the government a 14-day grace period to give dialogue a chance, are set to withdraw their services countrywide starting tomorrow. The frontline health workers have, among other things, to be well equipped against COVID-19.
Vuta ni kuvute kati ya madaktari, wauguzi na maafisa wengine wa afya kwa upande mmoja.
I would apologize for that. That was the Swahili version of that report. But we do have it in English and we will be playing it in just a moment. Let's just get the numbers on the COVID-19 situation in the country now. And 349 more people have tested positive for COVID-19 in the last 24 hours from a sample size of 5,025 tested. Well, the latest statistics bringing the number of confirmed cases in the country to 94,500. Of the new cases, 334 are Kenyans, while 15 are foreigners. 176 patients have recovered from the disease, 155 from the home-based care program, while 21 have been discharged from various hospitals. The total number of recoveries now stands at 75,735. 6 patients have certainly succumbed to the disease, bringing the cumulative number of fatalities in the country to 1,639. In terms of county distribution, Nairobi still leads with the highest number of infections with 156 cases, Nyeri 34, Kirinyaga 30, Meru 27, Uasin Gishu 25 and Mombasa 17 cases, while a total of 831 patients are currently admitted in various health facilities across the country, while a further 5,834 are on home-based isolation and care. Well, just going back to our top story, where Kenyans are told to prepare for more miserable days ahead as the health workers' strike will drag on, and unions representing nurses and clinical workers say talks between them and the government have collapsed and they will therefore not resume work. And this is despite a court order that temporarily stopped the industrial action, while doctors too, who'd given the government a 14-day grace period to give dialogue a chance, are set to withdraw their services countrywide starting tomorrow. Let's listen in.
We are here today to reaffirm that we have no deal because the employer has decided not to come to the table, and so the strike continues as earlier announced.
We want to also call our doctors that you cannot subject our citizens to suffer because of solidarity with other places. The people of Nakuru deserve service, and those who will also participate in this strike as a county will have no choice but to take all necessary action to protect public interest and also the health of our people.
Meanwhile, a new strain of COVID-19 that has been driving up infections in South Africa and the UK has caused panic. But scientists say there's nothing much to worry about. Testing of the new variant could take weeks, but scientists don't expect it to be more deadly or be more resistant to the virus. Eunice Omolo reports.
For over 11 months since the first case and strain of the novel coronavirus was reported in Wuhan, China, the virus has mutated several times, resulting in a number of new variants around the world. Scientists say that's perfectly normal.
So the mutations will not amount to anything significant. They will not be a cause for worry. Many of those viruses will not even be able to replicate. They will die off. But once in a while, a mutation comes along and it's able to cause some trouble. And these are the concerns, I think, that make the mutations around coronavirus quite newsworthy.
And the most common one that is worldwide are two main ones, okay? Not the original one. And actually what is most common around the world is the G strain, the V strain, and the L strain.
The United Kingdom and South Africa have discovered a new strain of COVID-19 that has been driving up infections in the two countries. Scientists say that while this new strain spreads more rapidly, it is not as deadly.
It's not causing more serious disease, more severe disease. It's also not causing more deaths, which is usually what we are more worried about. We are more worried about more severe disease that will cause people to get into ICU or require ICU treatment and medication. And we are also worried about mortality, what will cause more deaths.
The same applies to the other variants identified since the first global case was reported in Wuhan, China.
Its transmission rate is more than double. In other words, when young people get it, and it's mainly among the young people, when young people get it, they infect other young people more widespread, faster. And as a result, in the UK, they have calculated that the transmission rate is up 70% compared to the other usual strains that were reported there. And the same thing that is being seen in South Africa.
Studies are, however, still ongoing to identify the lineage of this new strain and understand its dominance.
Say we have a lineage in Kenya that seems to be more common. It may not be because that virus is easier to spread. It may be because of the opportunities for that virus to spread.
There have been concerns about whether this new strain will affect the vaccines already in development and licensed for distribution, and if the pandemic will explode faster than the speed or rate of vaccinations.
you will have vaccines being tested in real life situation. So, and in real life situation, there are mutations occurring all the time. So if a vaccine is effective in real life situation, it's likely to be effective even on those different varying strains.
So far, 76.4 million people have been infected globally and 1.69 million succumbed to the pandemic. Eunice Omolo, NTV, Nairobi.
Well, the Council of Governors, led by its chairman Wycliffe Oparanya, today visited the family of the late Nyamira Governor John Nyangarama at their home in Karen. The late governor will be buried next Thursday, the 24th of December, Okakusa reports.
The leaders drawn from all corners of the country arrived at the late Nyangarama's home here in Karen to condole with the deceased family as well as compare notes on the burial arrangements. Naomi Nyangarama, the widow of the fallen governor, was at hand to receive them. And here, more tributes for the late governor flowed.
Nyangarama used to call me mtu wa maziwa every time tukikutana, baada ya mtu wa maziwa. Na mimi nilikuwa namuita mtu wa chai because I have a strong milk background and he had a stronger background in the tea industry.
Garissa Governor Ali Korane described Nyangarama as a quiet leader who preferred the backbench when it came to politics.
The fact that somebody who has always been with you, a parent, a husband, a grandparent, whom you'll never see again, is a very painful thing. So as you go through this journey, we'll stand with you.
Bomet Governor and his Kericho counterpart both eulogized the deceased as a peace-loving neighbor.
I have lost a relative by extension. And as a neighbor, I am a member of the committee, and I want to assure the family that we will stand with you. We will do everything that is possible within the planning.
Governor Oparanya, who chairs the Council of Governors, assured the families of COG's commitment in according the deceased what he termed as a decent burial befitting a man of his stature.
We have formed this committee specifically to liaise with the family and the national government so that we synergize all our programs.
Kisii Governor James Ongwae, who has been appointed to chair the burial committee, together with Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i, was also present.
I have just no words, but I accept the realities of life, that we are all transitory in this world.
Nyangarama is the fourth governor to die while in office after Joyce Labos of Bomet, Wahome Gakuru, and Deritu Gachagua, both of Nyeri. Okakusa, NTV.
Now, the simmering tensions between Nairobi and Mogadishu are now a cause for worry for the African Union. The AU chairperson Faki Mahamat called on both Kenya and Somalia to embrace dialogue and come up with an amicable resolution to the fallout. President Uhuru Kenyatta and his Somalia counterpart Mohamed Farmajo came face to face for the first time since Somalia cut off diplomatic ties with Kenya in Djibouti for the 38th Extraordinary Summit of the Heads of State and Government in IGAD. Kenya-Somalia relations have been marked by rising tensions which have been building over the years. Among the contentious issues are security, maritime border dispute and domestic affairs. Recently, Somalia accused Kenya of meddling in its internal affairs, a charge Kenya denies.
The recent tension between Somalia and Kenya, two neighboring countries, which led to the breakdown of diplomatic relations, remain a serious concern for the African Union.
The sovereign equality of all member states, non-interference in the internal affairs of member states, but also the peaceful settlement of conflict through dialogue and the maintenance of regional peace, stability, and security.
Kenya, it should be noted, is a troop contributing country to AMISOM and hosts a large community of Somali refugees. I am convinced that the long-standing and the strong links between the two countries and peoples can overcome the current challenges.
Meanwhile, Deputy President William Ruto has called on the country to refocus its priorities, particularly during this time that it's in the throes of a pandemic. The Deputy President, who was speaking at a church service in Maralal in Samburu County, says education and the health of the citizens was more important than politics. Listen in.
Tusiharakishwe mambo ya kutengeneza sheria na katiba, hayo anaweza ngoja, lakini maisha ya watoto wetu, mtoto wenye wanapashwa tohara mwaka huu ni lazima ingefanyika mwaka huu, sababu hawezi wenye wako shule hawawezi ngoja ati mpaka tubadilishe katiba Kimani Ichung'wah akuwe prime minister.
Na sisi wote tukubaliane ya kwamba tutatembea barabara ambayo tutaweka priorities ambazo zinafaa kulinda maisha ya wananchi kwanza, watoto wetu wasome, ndio tuweze kushughulikia mambo yale mengine ya siasa, kwa sababu hiyo mambo ingine yote hayawezi kwenda mahali popote kama hatujashughulikia mambo ya afya ya wananchi, biashara.
All right, you're watching NTV Weekend Edition, and we're going to head into a fast break now, but take a look at this. These are French farmers who've diversified into saffron farming, the most expensive spice in the world. They call it the red gold harvest. And these pictures make our moment of calm tonight.
Kuchukua selfie ni kuchukua control ya future yako. Buy an Quick or Insti HIV test kit from your local pharmacy or through My Dawa. Hurry and get yours today at 150 Kenya shillings for a limited period of time. To talk to someone on how to use the test kits or interpret the test results and what to do next, call 1190. Hamu kujua, chukua selfie.
Experience the all-new PesaPop app from Family Bank. Enjoy a fresh new look with simplified navigation, access instant loans, save and earn interest, pay your bills, send and receive money locally and abroad, buy airtime and so much more. Download PesaPop app and make your banking convenient, easier and faster. PesaPop ni pesa bila stress. Family Bank, with you for life. Family Bank is regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
Mgeni, pole, imejaa.
Nini? Tunakujua kwa nini wazee wetu wanapotelea kwako.
Ndio tulikuwa tunataka kujua siri yako.
Siri ndio hiyo. Introducing the new salad oil with a spout for easy use. Comes packed with omega-6 and 9 and vitamin A and D, and at a price that doesn't dent your wallet.
Leo utakula nyumbani.
Salad. Siri ndio hiyo.
Malkia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongee zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Wewe usijali. Tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Ndio vile nitaongea na kila mmoja wao. Sasa unajua leo ndio siku yangu ya kutafutia hii mmea yangu bei nzuri sokoni, na kuna mtu nimepewa namba yake nimpigie nimuelezee pole pole. Ndio unajua na mama wengi sana huko sokoni. Ni ofa gani nzuri leo?
Very good. Piga *444# utunukiwe Credo double.
With the Stay Soft refill, saving money is as easy as snip, pour, mix with water, and shake. Stay Soft refill. It's 2 liters of Stay Soft for up to 30% less.
Set some time aside to relax and awaken your senses with Nivea Body Oil and Lotion. Available in Cherry Blossom, Vanilla and Rose scents. Carve out some me time with Nivea Body Oil and Lotion. Awaken your senses.
Ruiru Mabati Factory offers best quality mabati at the most affordable prices. We pride in over 10 years experience. Our products have 15-year warranty and are KED certified. We manufacture box profile, Europe tile, Jenga tile, corrugated profile, among others in a wide variety of colors. Enjoy our free delivery in just 72 hours. To order, call us now on 0111 050 700. Ruiru Mabati Factory, Mali Safi kwa bei poa.
Now young Africans are transitioning to formal investment clubs. How did this work exactly? I'm in Lagos to find out.
The kit allows for detection of the coronavirus. Basically, it's used to detect the genetic material of the virus.
I realized that rats are quite expensive to purchase in different labs, and they multiply within a short period of time. It means that I would get the profits within a short period of time.
What comes to your mind when you think of the perfect home for your family? Is it the beauty, the comfort, the security, the convenience, or even the affordability? Victory Gardens offers exactly that and much more. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
Well, thank you for staying with us. You're watching NTV Weekend Edition. Well, the COVID-19 pandemic forced the world to shift its priorities, to change the way we do things, and to appreciate our loved ones even more. But while several spirits were dampened, there were also plenty of inspiration. NTV's Anita Nkonge and Aida Mumeta went out to find it.
The year 2020 will go down in history for many things, but mostly for COVID-19.
And if anything, COVID-19 has highlighted just how many loopholes we have in our society. But there's hope.
The young men and women who are coming up with innovative ways on how to support their communities.
And we're on a mission to find them. So I'm going to start this way.
And I'm going to go this way.
Okay. I'm starting out a deep sea slum where I'm about to meet a young 24-year-old lady who felt like her desk job just wasn't fulfilling enough. Instead, she's decided to take on social work and has even figured out a way of sorting out the issue of period poverty and bridging it with the issue of safe spaces. Let's take a look.
My name is Vanessa, and I hold safe spaces for girls and women to come together and talk about their issues as women and the challenges they face every single day. It started with the stories and an increase in cases of sexual abuse and sexual violence. When I started doing the safe spaces, my key concentration was girls from 14 years old all the way to about 23 and 24. And slowly we incorporated older women just to get the perspective of different people. Today we are in Deep Sea. We are doing a period package distribution. The period package has soap, tissue, underwear, deodorant, and lotion. It's a holistic approach towards period poverty. The more I had the safe spaces, the more I realized it's not only pads that the girls can't afford. It's underwear, it's soap. It's those little things that are so crucial when a woman is going through their period or is going through that time of the month. So when we're doing the safe spaces, it's myself and girls who want or need a space to just talk, and sometimes it's even a space to cry and vent. We don't have any men. It's like a secluded area, so a woman will come to our space the first time, say nothing, the second time also say nothing, and the third time open up. The Mastercard Foundation has been a huge help in facilitating the safe spaces and the round tables. I'm using the platform to come up with solutions for women by women. I don't think a bunch of men in parliament should dictate what the solutions are to women's problems.
I'm here in Mathare to meet up with a young man who actually wanted to become a priest to do good, but he realized he didn't have to be a man of cloth to get the job done. So let's go meet him.
Oh, imechajiwa poa saizi? Iko sawa? Haya, sawa. So to make sure tu wase wa area kama ni maji wanajua, tumetengeneza mask 6,000. So far tumepeana 6,000. COVID-19 has affected our community in so many different ways. So there are many people who are working that are not working. There are young people who had activities they were doing, they are not doing. In terms of food also, people are not able to access food. There are things, simple things like masks that people are not able to access because of the cost implications. The same as water. The idea why I decided to make the masks is because one day when we were giving food around the community, the police were caning people who doesn't have mask, and there are people who genuinely cannot afford the mask, or even in their list of priorities, mask is not one of them. The women that are working here, even a single day, they've never come to ask for a unga. So for the last few months that we've been working together, they've been able to sustain and support their families, and that is one of the achievements that we feel with them doing the work here and supporting the community, it is helping them economically. So MasterCard Foundation has been able to help us stabilize the work in terms of, you know, now we can be consistent with the making of the mask, we can be consistent with the making of the soap. We can take care of the team, the volunteers that have been working as volunteers are now working. We are able to supply water whenever there is no water, we are able to supply.
COVID imeni affect sana. Wakati sikuwa nimekuja hapa, juu vile iliingia tu immediately. Tulifunga hata hapa center tulifunga kwanza. Ndio tukafungua baadaye mwezi wa 4 tukianza kusona mask. Juu vile ilikuja bado walikuwa wanasema watu wavae mask na hakuna watu wenye walikuwa wanasona. So ndio baadaye tukagundua kuwa inaweza shonwa, tukaanza kushona. Kuanzia hapo at least nimeona changes mingi sana.
This is not for the faint-hearted. Let's catch up with Anita and see how far she is.
I'm now here in Kibra, where I'm about to meet 2 young women who through their individual initiatives have come together to collaborate and help create spaces for young men and women to talk about difficult topics. Topics like sexual violence and mental health. Let's take a look.
We have a program called the Safe 247 program, and I started it because interventions like psychosocial support are not a luxury, they're a necessity, but in our country they're not very accessible. So group therapy is a way that you can first create a sisterhood between survivors, but also take them through this curriculum that will help them deal with the trauma they've gone through in various forms of sexual violence. Carolina for Kibera has been an amazing partner for that, and this COVID space, or this time during this pandemic, has just shown the increased need for programs such as the Safe 247 program.
Ukikaa na msee na upate umemuongelesha, at least mmeshare ideas kuhusu vile go through SGBV, unapata ako na ile freedom na wewe juu mnaweza ongea.
It's really been close to my heart to help people around my community, especially the girls, because I'm also a girl. I'm always telling them that, you know what, it doesn't matter where you come from, you can do it. You don't have to be silent or think that you cannot do it because you're from the slum.
Initiatives like Safe 247 is a very personal thing for me. I've never hidden the fact that I am a survivor of rape. And I've spoken openly about the importance of therapy and how that helped me, how that impacted me to the point that I can be in these spaces today.
Okay, so what have you found?
I found a win-win situation. I found women who are making soap and masks, and they're being given to the community for free, but they're earning a living while at it. In fact, I made your mask.
Thank you, Aida. Well, I found a couple of young people who are helping create safe spaces for men and women who have experienced sexual violence, and I think that's really inspiring and encouraging. Anita Nkonge.
Aida Mumeta, NTV.
Oh, thank you so much, Anita Nkonge and Aida Mumeta, for that quite inspiring report. Let's take a short break. We'll be back.
This is Weekend.
Miaka 20 safari ilianza ya kutuunganisha kama Wakenya. Twende tukiuke, twende tukiuke. Let's go beyond, let's go beyond. Let's go beyond. Mimi na wewe tukibuni kazi tu. Let's go beyond, let's go beyond. Kwa juhudi na matumaini, twaelekea kesho pamoja. Twende tukiuke, twende tukiuke. Safaricom.
Are you thinking of bringing light into your house? Think of Sumo Candle. Why Sumo Candle? It is non-drip, doesn't smell and has no smoke. It's giving you money value by burning for a long time, and it is also brighter. Any day, anytime, Sumo Candle is the best for you. Purchase Sumo Candle from the nearest shop at a pocket-friendly price. Always smile and walk with Sumo Candle from Rock Industries Limited. For inquiries, visit our offices at Ndume Road off Lungalunga Road behind Carton Manufacturers near Sinai Stage. You can also talk to us through 0722 575 619 or 0736 028 181.
Go Ahead is believing to make each day a brighter day. It is our faith to start all over again. Go Ahead is never giving up in the face of adversity. To go ahead, now that is the Cajun spirit.
Kuenda mbele ni roho ya Kenya.
How's this season when the family comes together?
To reconnect.
One thing we do, we watch GoTV. We love it.
It is everyone's favorite place this festive season. Miss out. Get GoTV decoder kwa shilingi 1999. GoTV. Love it.
Kila siku unapokaza mshipi, unapozidi bidii, unapoongeza maarifa ya kuimarisha maisha, unapoongeza nguvu ya kukusongeza mbele, unaposherehekea na kuwakaribisha wengine kufurahia nawe, unapojijenga kibiashara na kuonyesha penzi lako, unga unaozaidisha uko papo hapo, kuzaidisha utamu wa maisha kwa kila namna, kila mara. Familia ya Ajab imeongezeka ili kuzidisha mapishi. Mambo ni Ajab.
The festive season is here, and we are at a higher risk of getting infected with COVID-19. As the virus continues to spread, how can we enjoy the holiday and still protect ourselves and our loved ones? When sneezing or coughing, cover your mouth with your elbow or tissue. Wash your hands regularly with running water and soap, or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with the European Union, Government of Canada, and Amref Health Africa.
Thank you for staying with us now. As U.S. Ambassador Kyle McCarter's wife Victoria tells it, just as Barack Obama was getting settled into the White House as the 44th President of the United States of America, her husband was settling into his former office in Illinois. But while they both served in the Illinois Senate state, their political views are worlds apart. McCarter was appointed U.S. ambassador to Kenya by Obama's successor, Donald Trump. And now with the Democrats recapturing the White House, NTV's Olive Barrows sat down with McCarter to discuss with with him not only his plans for the future, but his history with Kenya, his views on corruption as well. He even offered up some friendly advice on the BBI. Here is the first part of that conversation.
Welcome, and we're joined by the U.S. Ambassador to Kenya, Kyle McCarter. Thank you so much for opening up your home to us. It feels very festive and Christmassy. Is Christmas one of your favorite seasons?
It is, and we're so happy to have you here today.
Thank you for having us. Yeah. So this was your first diplomatic posting, if I'm not mistaken, ambassadorial posting. How is it going?
Well, I tell people this is the best job I've ever had in my life. And I've had a lot of great jobs. I mean, I've been in the Illinois Senate. I've been in, was an MCA for 8 years, and started my own companies, bought companies, sold companies in the manufacturing business. But this has been the greatest opportunity I ever have to help, to have influence and help a lot of people, and to be in a country that I love, where I have a lot of friends. Victoria and I have so many friends here in Kenya. We've got so many children that we've actually raised and supported, and so you know, my success here, I have a lot riding on this. I want to be successful, not just for a career, but because we really love Kenya and we love the Kenyan people.
All right. I like that you brought it home using the term and comparing what you did in Illinois to MCA.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, you have a long history with Kenya. When you were coming in, when you got this posting, is it something you lobbied for? Were you surprised?
Well, this is a great story. This is, I actually applied online. There was actually, the transition team had a portal where you could put your resume up. And I was sitting with a friend of mine whose father had been a diplomat, and I took the whole book of all the thousands of jobs that the government had, and I was looking for Africa, I was looking for Kenya, I was looking for development, because that's what I knew, building schools and program, you know, helping children. And he said, "Let me see your resume." I gave him a resume. He said, "You should ask to be the ambassador." I hadn't even thought about it. And so right then and there, I changed my objective on my resume, and I uploaded it to the portal. And so I may be the only one ever, you know, the only diplomat or ambassador to actually apply it online. But it was more than that. There was a lot of people that I had helped through my career that respected my leadership. And so they endorsed me, and I had even political leaders on the other side of the aisle, some of the top Democrats that would publicly endorse me. And so I'm fortunate to have gone through that. It was a long process, but it was worth it, and here I am today.
You and Kenya and your family history are intertwined. What was your vision? What did you hope to accomplish coming in?
I think of this as a friendship. And that's why I do always say USA Marafiki. I think it's important to say this is the American people caring for someone enough to do what's in their best interest. This is not a contract that we're going to issue this much money, if this kind of program. This is people connecting with people. This is the American people saying, listen, we've been fortunate, we've been blessed. We're going to take, even in the middle of COVID, spending millions of dollars in the middle of COVID when the United States was hit the worst. They spent the United States citizens spent over $1 billion to help other people when they have been hit the worst. And so, even here in Kenya, the United States has spent a lot of money, but it's because of our friendship. It's because I believe, and I came here with this solid belief in my heart, that Kenya should no longer be just a country dependent upon foreign aid. We have to go from aid to trade, and I think we have to invest in the Kenyan people and walk down that pathway. That pathway of friendship to self-reliance.
Would you consider Kenya, the U.S. inking the trade agreement an accomplishment?
Absolutely, and I'm hoping that I can be the one that takes that across the finish line. I believe this will be the first in sub-Saharan Africa, and more than that, it will be something to replicate throughout Africa. And so, but there's a reason Kenya was chosen. It wasn't the neighbors, it was Kenya. And so, you know, we want to do this right. We want to do this to where investors can come and not have to be worried by the pressure to do the type of brown envelope style of business. We want to elevate this to a level of excellence and honesty and integrity that says these are the ground rules for succeeding. Because you see, I really believe this. If someone's talented enough to steal 1 billion shillings, they're talented enough to make 1 billion shillings. So why not just follow the rules?
When you came in initially, you were quite vocal on the subject of corruption. I believe, in fact, you called it thievery.
Yes.
Why the distinction?
Because I think it's a better picture of what it really is. Corruption, sometimes people have a hard time defining, and they get this kind of used to it. That's just the way the culture is. We should be rejecting it violently. And when I first came in, I tweeted that it was like a dog coming into the house and going into the pantry and taking your food and walking out, and everyone pets the dog and sends him his way. But at some point, you find you're starving. I mean, that's what corruption is. But it really, if we call it what it is, some people have taken what is not theirs. They are thieves.
And as a private citizen, when you visited Kenya, did you ever encounter thievery?
Oh, absolutely. I've waited for power in Tharaka Nithi for 5 years because I wouldn't pay the bribe, so we got by on solar. I mean, I've experienced this, so no one can tell me that it doesn't exist.
Does it make you hesitant? Does it give you pause when you're thinking of donations, making more donations? When you read such stories of a passerby was passing outside the KEMSA office and ended up winning a tender?
No, I don't think you walk away and say, we're never going to give anything again. You don't do that. What you say is, we're going to do it in a way to where everybody can see what's happening, and everyone can know exactly how it goes from me to you. Some people say, well, you've been quiet, Balozi, you've been quiet. It's been 21 days. I think we may find that this is bigger than a 21-day problem. And so I'm not finished. I don't give up. People need to be held accountable. But I would say that the assistance that we provided, which is quite a bit, as I said, $1 billion from the United States in total, over almost 8 billion Kenyan shillings that we've delivered here in projects. We've delivered those directly. 200 ventilators being delivered right now. In fact, the last one will be I told my team, get them out before Christmas. And they'll be out at Christmas time. So these are the things that we've done, and we've done it directly with the counties and directly with these units of government. We don't just set things on the street and say, take it if you want it.
And when you had reports of people not being able to access ARV medication and all that, the U.S. has been a very close partner to Kenya, or friend to Kenya, as far as the fight against HIV and AIDS is concerned. Right. Did that concern you? No.
Well, listen, this is part of that transition to self-reliance. And there are parts of these programs that we've made in agreements with Kenya that this part, whether it the collection of blood and things like that, we've had agreements that those will become the responsibility of Kenya. And there's times that it's best for us as a friend to take a step back and say, now it's time for Kenya to assume these responsibilities. And that goes for HIV as well. So, and some people say, well, your program went from this, is reducing. Well, if you have success, it should get smaller. And it has, and we've had success together on this, and it's gotten smaller.
You mentioned trade in the trade agreement. Something that generated a lot of headlines the other day was a travel advisory from the U.S. Government on with regard to COVID. And if I'm not mistaken, will you allow me to refer to the travel advisory? I think I pulled it up on my phone.
Yeah.
If I'll be able to find it.
I know it. I can tell you about it.
Yeah, so I want to read Level 3, reconsider travel to Kenya due to COVID-19.
Yeah.
as you mentioned, so you want to boost trade between Kenya and Kenya and the US, but you are in your travel advisory advising people to reconsider travel to Kenya. And in the same vein, you said it, the US has been one of the nations, is the nation, according to the numbers that have come out anyway officially, that has been hardest hit by COVID-19. Right. Isn't it then hypocritical to...
No, actually that travel advisory never changed. And believe me, if the CDC would ask me sometimes, I could give them some good advice, and maybe they'd follow it. But you know, the CDC changed their levels to four levels from 3. So the warning was the same. Now, was it confusing? Absolutely. It was terribly confusing. They shouldn't have done it. And I really, you know, I've been in the lead here to get people to come back to Kenya, because I believe that they can travel here safely, they can tour Kenya safely. But you have to remember, we were told we were going to lose 360,000 people in Kenya because of COVID. We're not anywhere near that. So we have Kenya has managed it well, and I give them compliments for that.
A very interesting conversation there, and part 2 will be coming up shortly after this break.
Maji mdosi wangu ametupa simu yangu ndani ya maji.
Mdosi wako kwa sawa? Venye Nkirota ameniambia ajui, na akimpigia simu ashiki. Hi! Guy! What the?
For the women who deserve more, Moped is now in Kenya and more than 40 countries. With its nylon-free surface, new Moped has unique softness and up to 100% protection. Your skin will love it.
Sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
From far with you. I even gifted you a magnificent house. Rosa, it's the thought that counts. Please help me.
When it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Panadol Baby and Infant, tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Mimi naitwa James Ng'ang'a Mwangi, bibi yangu anaitwa Beatrice Wajiro Ng'ang'a. Sisi tuliandikwa 1979 kwa sauli ilionelea ni pesa yangu yote kwa Rafad. Mimi sikusuburiwa hata kidogo. Niko na nyumba kama hii mnaona hapa, ilijaga na hiyo pesa. Kwa sababu tuko na ng'ombe, tuko na mbuzi, tuko na kuku, kijana ndogo, hata mtu wote iko biashara, aije la fund itasaidia. Na naona mimi nafaidika kwa hiyo pesa ya la fund. Watu wa la fund mimi nawashukuru.
Celebrating 60 years of service.
Set some time aside to relax and awaken your senses with Nivea Body Oil and Lotion. Available in cherry blossom, vanilla and rose scents. Carve out some me time with Nivea Body Oil and Lotion. Awaken your senses.
Hi, I am Elut Kipchok, World Marathon Tokotol. I am here to encourage you to be active, to keep moving, and be positive in life. Remember to continue using your Hapsa debit or credit card when out shopping to win fantastic rewards. That's Africanacity. That's Absa.
Union Pay cards are widely accepted at POS and ATM nationwide. Union Pay cards can also be widely used for e-commerce payments. These and many more local and international merchants accept Union Pay. Hey Kenya, it's time to earn when you spend with your Union Pay card. Yes, you get 10% back on every purchase, rewarding you as you swipe. Union Pay, your way.
very active on Twitter. Do you tweet yourself, or?
My Twitter account is, every tweet is from me.
From you.
And if it looks strange, somebody got into my Twitter, because most people know they know it's me, and I respond. When people come back, I respond. But I don't respond if they disrespect my president. I don't respond if they disrespect President Kenyatta. I believe you have to respect those in authority, and whether you agree with them or not. I don't always agree with every politician, but I will respect them, and I'll still have that conversation. So if people show respect and they're not vulgar, I speak back. And sometimes I get a little colly myself.
I have seen that. So you have no qualms clapping back, as they call it.
Well, you know, listen, I mean, you know, KOT, if you don't give them a little pushback, they won't respect you. And so I think I do that once in a while, because I think it's, one, I shouldn't just sit there and take things, you know, people saying things that are not true. I think we need to be honest. And I think those honest conversations lead to good things.
I know President Uhuru Kenyatta the other day, when, I can't remember whether it was a BBI launch. I need to check on that. But he talked about being chased off of Twitter by KOT, the memes and everything. Do your feelings get hurt when people get mean?
No, I think in this business of being a public figure and being in leadership, you have to have some tough skin. And I'm not saying I never get hurt, but I try to laugh. I try to laugh a lot, and I laugh at a lot of people that say stupid things.
President Trump is one of those who's been very active on Twitter. Do you think this direct engagement with constituents has transformed the way government business is conducted?
I do, and I think, you know, some people say why, and I say, well, you know, when I first came here, I had no cell phone, I had no landline. I had an aerogram, which...
Wait, what is that?
See, there you go. I figured you didn't know.
No.
And an aerogram is a pre-printed, thin blue piece of paper that has tabs on the edge with glue. And you write your letter, and it has the postage is already paid. You go and buy it from the post office. It's already paid. You write your letter. You fold it over 3 times. You fold over the tabs, and then you mail it. And you hope that they send you one back. And that's how I communicated back home. And so, you know, I don't think, why should, we would never go back to aerograms today, right?
Yeah.
Instead, if I wanted to deliver a message to a targeted group of people, I'm going to take my phone out and deliver it. And so I think, and then there's, you know, and some news media have their own, they have their own, you know, they have their own objectives. And sometimes they're not the same. Therefore, you know, what President Trump has done, he's bypassed those that didn't want to deliver his message. And I think it's always better when you go to the people. It's always better when you go direct to the people. And I think that's, you know, I've been trying to do that as well.
Okay. The U.S. Electoral College has just confirmed Joe Biden's election as president. I think 46th. He'll be the 46th president, if I'm not mistaken, of the U.S. And a lot of people made comparisons where the U.S. election was concerned, saying the Americans are acting more like Africans when Africans conduct their elections, given the fact that it was a contested election. Do you think that comparison was fair?
Well, I think any election, anywhere in the world, if it doesn't follow the law, it should be contested. And so I think that's, you know, I always pivot to the law. Not really, you know, it's not really what I think or what I choose or what I desire, the outcome I desire. I desire for the law to be followed. And that's why we have laws. And I think if you don't use that as a basis to ground your decision making, you run into problems. And so I said this from the beginning, the day after the election, all legal votes should be counted and all illegal votes should not be counted. And really that's just what, we just have to follow we have to follow the laws, we have to follow the Constitution, and probably not get as emotional about it, but just follow the law.
Okay, so you don't think it was fair for those who said the U.S. now has no moral authority to comment on other elections?
Listen, I don't, that is a difficult situation. I admit this is a difficult situation given what's happening in the United States, but I think it's just, I don't get involved in that process here. All right, if we can help support and build organizations that will promote democracy, we'll do that. But really the choice, just like with BBI, the choice is the people's. It's not mine. I'm a visitor here, and I think we have to remember that, yes, we're working here, yes, I care about the Kenyan people, but I'm a visitor. And the Kenyan people have to make that decision themselves, even on BBI. And so, and that's why I've said before, I don't believe BBI should be hijacked by the politicians. If it is indeed a voice of the people, let it be. Because that's what the people decide.
It's a good thing you preempted my next question, bringing up the BBI. Why do you say the process shouldn't be hijacked by the politicians? Do you feel it has?
You know, everyone has their motive. Let's face it. And like I said, it just has to be what the people want. And sometimes that takes time for people to understand what it really is. And there's been a few versions of this, and there's some parts of it I think would be good for the country. There's some parts I don't think would be good for the country. But it doesn't matter what I think. And I know everyone says, oh, you're the big brother, you have to step in. No, I really don't.
There was a decision that was reported on, and that is a decision to withdraw U.S. troops from Somalia. The U.S. has been working closely with Kenya to secure her borders. Don't you think that decision could put Kenya's security in jeopardy?
This decision, this repositioning of troops does not change the United States commitment to taking out al-Shabaab. In fact, there'll be even a greater investment of our government with Kenya to make them more secure and to have a more focused effort to take out al-Shabaab. We've just had the head of AFRICOM here, General Townsend. We've had long discussions with Kenya's defense forces and the cabinet secretary as to how we can go forward to help Kenya be even safer.
With a change of guard, usually there will be some changes made in the administration. Are you concerned that perhaps you may not serve too much longer in the capacity as U.S. Ambassador to Kenya?
No. You see, I told you the story about how I got here and how no one expected me to be here, even myself. I never knew that I would be here. So I think, living by faith is a good thing. I have always put my head down and worked whatever job I had and put blinders on to all the other things people said, well, you could be doing this, you could be doing that. No, I'm going to do what I'm here to do. And I'm doing the same thing all the way up until whatever that time is. Whether it's near, whether it's further out, I'm going to keep working day by day to serve my government and the Kenyan people.
All right, thank you very much, Ambassador. We've been speaking to Ambassador Kyle Makata, that is the U.S. Ambassador to Kenya. He's been very gracious to open up his home to us.
Let me say, we're so glad you're here. This is a great opportunity to let everyone see our home, which we have refurbished this whole home because we think it needs to be a representation of the United States, the excellence of the United States and the excellence of its people. And then Victoria has made it so festive. And we just want to tell everyone in Kenya, we wish you the merriest of Christmases. In the middle of COVID, we can still have joy, we can still have hope, and we can have peace. So may God bless each and every one of you.
Well, in case you missed it, you can watch the full conversation on our YouTube channel at NTV Kenya. There, Olive Barrows engaging the U.S. Ambassador to Kenya, Kyle Makata. Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this hour. Many thanks for watching. Our sign language interpreter this evening was David Agondoa. My name is Zainab Ismail. Have yourself a lovely night and stay safe.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.